Hello, this is Derek Ross again, Program Coordinator for FPDI. We are now going to talk about the narrative, Part A, that mirrors the Part B expenditure plan. And if you look at this document, we have the blue as the administration part from the expenditure plan and the explanations of those line items. And then next is the core program services we talked about, and that has explanation on what the coordinator does with regards to that. And then thirdly, we're going to talk about the funded program activities, which we went through the expenditure plan. This is all mirrored, so it matches the expenditure plan. And then we also have the partnership development piece explanations, and then we also have lastly the child care, and then last but not least we'll talk about the targets. Okay, so let's go back to the top here, and we will start with the administration piece. Administration, this you would want to put down anything that you put in the expenditure plan, the administration part, and explain it. So this is a description of supporting activities, the time frames we need to have, and the annual goals, which this agreement doesn't have. So we will have to work with the example First Nation and get those goals, which will match that the goal, the targets in the final page that I'll be talking about. So program staff consists of employment training coordinator. Example, First Nation Finance manages the chart of accounts for employment and training program and the child care program with rent and financial support fees charged to each program. We've seen that in those line items in the expenditure plan. So it's the salaries, wages, and related costs, non-salary operating costs, and any capital purchases, and the ARMS program. The professional services consist of policy development, update program policy as required, and the IT support, maintain the computer lab. Yeah, in that computer lab they have probably 12 computers that they can use for the training. Under the organizational capacity building, employment training coordinator will attend quarterly First Peoples Development Sub-Agreement holder meetings, in addition to any workshops that will develop capacity to deliver an effective employment training program and better serve clients. Employment and training coordinator will complete the course in the Human Resource Management Certificate program with University of Manitoba Extended Education Department. So I explained some of this stuff while I was doing the expenditure plan. So we will just move forward, and the time frames are throughout the whole year as they are employed full-time. So the next one is the communications and marketing. Employment training opportunities will be posted to bulletins within the community. Additional opportunities will be posted in various media sources to educate and aware and inform members of available programs and services, and that's going to be year-round. It's also going to update to program brochures and handouts as required. And then employment training coordinator will attend community career fair to promote the programs and services available. If you're not doing that in your community, then this is a good example to follow, and follow, and maybe try to adopt some of the stuff that this example First Nation is doing. Under the core services, and that's where we deal with the clients directly. Excuse me. So the employment training coordinator will continue conducting client intake, interviews and assessments, and provide access to labor market information and job opportunities. Employment training coordinator will also work with clients to discuss and develop action plans to prepare for, search for, obtain and maintain employment, and that's year-round. Then we get into the funded programs. So we talked about the Mature Student Diploma Program, and the description of that is to provide members with an opportunity to obtain their diploma, increasing employment opportunities, and to pursue post-secondary education. Costs include administration and registration fees, instructor costs, participant allowances, incentives, books, and supplies. So their time frames for that is April to June and September to March. And their annual goal is to train or to graduate 15 students. Under the employment benefit like, they're going to assist members with training costs, public, non-public wage subsidies, job creation, and self-employment. And that's year-round. Employment support measures like, they're going to assist members, excuse me, they're going to assist members with employment-assisted service such as job startup costs, safety equipment, work attire, basic tools, travel to attend job interviews, and relocate allowance, job maintenance, etc. The off-community client members, they're going to do assist the off-reserve members with training costs, public, non-public, participant allowances, employment-assisted services such as job startups, safety equipment, work attire, basic tools, criminal record check fees, child abuse registry check fees, etc. The disability clients that we talked about in that expenditure plan is also going to assist members with a disability for the training costs, whether it be public or non-public, assessment fees, job startup, which may include purchasing work attire, equipment, or provide financial assistance that will provide an opportunity to gain employable skills. And that's year-round as well. Get to the next sheet here. Summer Student Work Experience Program. This would be in partnership with the Aboriginal Affairs in Northern Development Canada and the Example First Nation. Employment training will recruit youth, high school students, to participate in the 14-15, well, for this calendar year, Summer Work Experience Program. All these summer youth work experience are usually July and August. These students will be hired in various work placements in the community. Funds to employ students will be cost shared between ANSI, the Example First Nation, and Employment and Training. Funds will be transferred from Employment Training to the First Nation Chart of Accounts. Then we talked about the Child Care Assistant and under the third-party agreements. And this position of the Child Care Assistant will be located at the Daycare. Employment and Training will transfer funds to cover costs of the wages and works to employ the CCA, which is the Child Care Assistant, at a rate of minimum wage. The daycare will be responsible to cover any and all costs over and above the rate of minimum wage. Then the daycare will be responsible for the timesheets and the payroll in addition to staffing and supervision of CCA. The partnership development piece, the amount, there was a small amount there, and that was for meetings, and that's what this covers. It's to attend quarterly meetings, share information, resources, access to programs, develop of training initiatives, proposal development to access funding to deliver the training initiatives. The Tribal Council Partnership, they would attend quarterly meetings, sharing of information, resource access to programs, etc., development of training initiatives, proposal development to access funding to training initiatives. So it's much of the same, but different organizations. And they're talking about it all year round. Excuse me. Okay, so under the Mature Student Diploma Program partnership with the Adult Education Center, there's an orientation, application, and registration process. There's administration and service delivery of the Mature Student High School Program Diploma Program. Provide curriculum and resource materials, provide student support via on-site instruction, email, snail mail, fax, and telephone, provide assessments and evaluations to determine eligibility for program, referral to literacy upgrading based on the outcome of assessments and evaluations, coordinate and host graduation ceremony. The Employment Training Coordinator will attend meetings with the AEC as required to plan for, develop, and deliver the annual MSD program. So the time frames is April to June again, and September to March. And then there's the IANI Portage chapter, which they would attend quarterly meetings, sharing of information, resources, access to programs, development of training initiatives, proposal development to access funding to deliver the training initiatives, recruit presenters to attend meetings, and provide information on programs available for available funding, etc. And that's year-round. Then there's the child care piece, and what the child care does is they provide child care for the children of parents, guardians who are in training, school, or working. And then we want to put in a description of supporting activities, and that is to provide a warm, caring, respectful, and nurturing learning environment for each child and their family. So these are the things that need to be put into the activity plan. We need detailed information, especially for Service Canada. There's the piece with the child care staff will consist of one daycare coordinator and one child care assistant. Planned activities will promote and encourage child development emotionally, physically, intellectually, and socially. Activities include arts, crafts, field trips, cultural revitalization in Ojibwe language through play and storytelling. Elders' visits will be encouraged and coordinated throughout the year. Excuse me. So child care funds to operate the center are received from FPDI for a total of 5 child care spots. Additional funds to operate are accessed through the partnerships with Child and Family Services, First Nation health programs, employment and training, and parent fees, and allowing for the increase of child care spots and staff as needed. To identify training required by child care service providers in order to meet and maintain licensing requirements, they will work with the FPDI daycare coordinator and identify training required. And that's an ongoing basis. So finally, the target setting. This example, First Nation, is looking at serving 5 EI reach-back clients within the year, 40 CRF clients, and under their clients employed and clients self-employed, they want to, out of that the 5 EI clients, they want to try and get 2 of them employable and to ultimately get employed. And then out of the 40 CRF clients, they want to get 16 clients employed. And then lastly, returning to school. Out of the EI and CRF, 10 hopefully to return to school and upgrade. So that is the end of my tutorial. I hope that helps, and have a good day.